Alright, first things first, this is toothpaste, just in case someone's wondering. Second thing, if you made it to this video, sub now. You sub, I'll do more what ifs, we'll get more videos out, and it'll be all Skittles and rainbows. And for the people that have already subbed to the channel, welcome to the family, I appreciate it greatly. But this what if is gonna be, what if Deku was the son of Dracula? Now, I don't know how long this is going to take to explain this, but if it doesn't take too long, I might explain the transition, but this most likely will just be the backstory. So I will always have my parts as part one for the backstory, and then just keep going up from there. But enough with that. So let's set the stage. Long ago in a distant land, far from a different universe than we typically know, some events played out very, very differently. Father, no, I don't want to leave. I don't want to leave, Father. No, my son, you must leave, Dracula says to his young son. Well, it's not really young because he's a vampire. That's really old. That's beside the point. You must leave. You have to. You have to be better than what I was. I got too arrogant. I was manipulated and twisted with all my powers. You must find it in your heart to be something greater. Something. Tears slightly comes out of eye. Something brighter. But don't worry, son, I will not abandon you completely. I will give you all of my essence and all of my knowledge and wisdom. But no, you will get these powers slowly and over time, because I don't want you to be corrupted. I've already selected a fine vessel for you to come through, but you will have to travel to a different universe. One that you may be too strong for. But don't worry, I'm pretty sure with the right influence and the right people around you, you'll be able to make a difference and be something greater than I am. But don't worry, I'm keeping most of the bad stuff away from you. You will not have to feed on other living things to sustain yourself. You'll be able to eat natural life essence out of the air. This is the only reason I'm just throwing that arc below. The only reason I'm throwing that awkward wording in there is one of the biggest things with vampires are they always have to feed on something, or that's like the typical stereotype. So he doesn't have to feed on nothing. He won't have to sleep. He won't have to eat. This will play into effect later because he'll do a lot of training, but he won't have to do none of that type of stuff. So he'll be up a lot, man. He'll have a lot of time to gather information and gather powers and get knowledge and all this stuff. He's given a baseline of what everything's gonna be like, but it's gonna be a little different due to the fact of, but Father, no, I don't want to do this. You have to. I'm sorry, but I can't let the same ruin upon this universe be placed upon you too. So I must send you off. We're the last of our kind, Deku. Well, his name wouldn't be Deku. I'll just say it's like vampire. Yeah, vampire. Be like, you gotta go, son. I'm sorry. Opens a portal. Bites son on neck. And I know that sounds very bad. Bites son on neck. Gives him all his essence as Dracula becomes shriveled, weak, and pathetic of a vampire, basically. I've given you more than enough. I've set all the plans in motion. Good luck, my son. Deku gets consumed. I'm just gonna call him Deku for the sake of the story, but Deku gets consumed by the portal and then slowly is morphing back into a baby or an infant and then back into a soul practically. And then meanwhile with Dracula, as he slowly sees the world, everything around him being crumpled and destroyed and everything is just going to smithereens, he has a flashback. Which a flashback within a flashback. He remembers finding a perfect vessel, perfect mother for his boy. It was a lady, Uzuku. I don't remember what Deku's mom name was. I wanted to be cool at remembering, but I don't remember. So he found her. He came to her in a dream and said, "Could I give you a son?" But in this version, she didn't get married. She still had the husband or whatever, but he was still off, and she wasn't able to have kids. So some dream offering her kids, but she's not aware of this dream. She's like, yes. And she tells her, this boy will be powerful, more than this world's ever known. You will have to teach him how to have a kind heart and be nice. Please, can you do that for me? She's like, yes, no problem. Okay, then. With a flap of his cape and an extended hand. She blinked and things flashed, knowledge flashed. She now knows knowledge of vampires, werewolves, and goblins and things in this other world. And then she wakes up. Not in a cold sweat, but youthful. Somehow his powers extended so far that she was able to retain her usefulness. Not usefulness, but youth. Young. She's able to stay young. And this will play in effect later due to some factors. Deku has an extremely long life, so he wants to make sure that someone's able to protect his kid. But as he slowly fades and everything turns black, he knows he chose the right person because he went through her memories. And he sent one of his minions to check it out, and one of his strongest vampires. And I don't know the lore of Dracula, so if y'all do maybe know the lore, you can put some stuff down in the comments, and then I'll go based off of that. But I'm just making, I just looked up the powers and the abilities, and just kind of, I know what vampires are in general. They're typically reviewed as either bloodthirsty monsters or like god tier beings. So that's kind of my baseline and how I'm gonna go off of it. But he sent a few of his minions, one of the one weak, one really strong, to go keep an eye on him just in case. They pretty much was setting the foundation for him years in advance. Like his dad was planning this out. Like he had a premonition of how everything was gonna turn out. So sometime later, Izuku's mom is pregnant, but she doesn't know how. She hasn't had a partner in years and ages. So how does she remember the dream, the memories? And then even then, Deku was talking to her. He's sentient. What's going on? He doesn't possess all his memories, but he's not strong neither. It's so confusing what's going on. And basically what's happening here is he's communicating with her without communicating with his powers, because he is OP. But I'm going to say that off the rip. He will be OP. Just, it will be not as OP, slowly getting OP. Like, it will be a gradual OP-ness. Because some of these what ifs is like he's just kind of OP. I gotta not, can't flex. But enough of that. So he's communicating with her, and they're just having this intense bond. Fast forward a couple years, he's going around. He has powers. He understands how this world works, but she also understands how to feed him and what to do for him and how to help him out and how to train him and all this stuff. And he does eventually meet his father's, come on, Bray, come on. His father's minions and stuff, and they help him train and help him get better. But the thing with his mom is she has 2 quirks instead of 1 now. Well, 3 technically, but 1, never aging. But it's not really quirks, it's his powers Dracula was somehow able to give her, is never aging. Or, no, I'll just say never aging for the sake of the story. She has like enhancement, so she's able to enhance things. Like, let's say she touches a spoon, she's able to enhance the endurance. But for example, the reason she has this quirk is just, we can either say it's coincidence or Dracula gave it to him. Dracula gave it to her somehow, but I mean, it doesn't really make a difference. And how this will play an effect is she enhanced Deku's vessel to make him a lot more stronger, or make his vessel capable, because that was one of the things Dracula feared the most. But he got very lucky when he chose this specimen. And the 3rd quirk, we'll keep that a secret, not because it's a secret, because I want to save it for something just in case I have like an amazing idea. Anywho, time goes around like normal, but he slowly is gaining more and more powers, more abilities, more everything. He's getting more knowledge. He's understanding this world more and more. So pretty much he's a prodigy actually, but I want to keep it somewhat in canon so I could kind of play around with the wordings and stories just a little more. Because I was thinking, just for a brief moment, I was thinking about making it where he's with the big three, but I'm not gonna do all that. So what ended up happening is we pretty much go through everything. Kind of happens just normal. He blows through everything. He's a god to person. Bakugo practically respects the dude, or at least just doesn't dislike him. He's like, you're a vampire. Well, like his quirk is rare. You've never heard of this. And Sludge Villain attacks. He laughs hysterically, blows the dude away. And see, in this, what if he doesn't glorify All Might? And he has a different viewpoint on everything too. Think about it. He's pale looking, his eyes glow red, and he sees how everyone looks at him. And he's like, I just want to help y'all out. But everyone naturally just looks at him like he's some type of monster, like just purely basing it off their looks. And don't forget though, he's a vampire. He's one of the higher ups on the vampire totem pole. He can shapeshift, but we'll play into that later. And so that, I'm gonna say that's about where we pretty much in it. And I'll start it back up where we're on the entrance exam and all that type of stuff. But he doesn't try to talk to All Might or whatever. He's just like, and then he just kind of teleports, and All Might's like. But yeah, that's where we're gonna end this. What if Deku was the son of Dracula? Hope y'all enjoyed. Know what to do. Sub, like, tell me what you dislike, and all that good stuff.